Planet Dolan.
From rickrolling our mothers to setting deadly knife traps, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about times that we booby-trapped things. My name is Nixxiom, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Scott Sterling. Dolan once booby-trapped his computer. If anybody pulled out his chair, it would set off a music disc player that played Rick Astley. Eventually, when he was taking a shower, he heard the music start playing. He came out and he found that his mother was trying to vacuum his room and had pulled his chair out from underneath his desk. She wasn't happy that it was booby-trapped, so he told her that if she didn't like it, she shouldn't go in his room. He then later booby-trapped his computer mouse, so that if it was moved without being deactivated, it would shut off his computer tower. He might be a bit paranoid, but who wants their parents rummaging around on their computer? Who knows what they might find? Number 9 was submitted by Brianne B643. When Tallop and Robo were younger, they hated the dark. So one night when they were sleeping at Tallop's family house, they scattered Lego pieces in front of the bedroom door and both took turns sleeping. Tallop had a Nerf gun loaded, and he was waiting for a monster when he heard loud footsteps going through the door. He tried to wake up Robo, but he got no response. The intruder suddenly stepped on one of the Legos, and he yelled, and Tallop shot him with the Nerf bullets, then grabbed his toys, and started throwing them while the person yelled, "Stop! Stop!" And so he froze, and he turned on the light. It turns out it was Tallop's uncle, who just wanted to sneak in and scare them since they told him they were scared of the dark. Number 8 was submitted by Tpang, the Cringe Master. One night, Honeybit's aunt was over for dinner, and she brought her pesky cousins with her. Honeybits really hated when the younger one came into her room, so she decided to chew 12 pieces of gum, stick them to a strip of fly paper, and duct tape it to the sides of the doorway. She anticipated her to walk on it with her shoes on, but she forgot that her cousin pretty much never wore shoes. So when her cousin's foot got stuck in the bubblegum trap, she cringed while she watched her cousin trying to pull it off. In the end, Honeybits was grounded for 2 weeks. Number 7 was submitted by CaptainLadybug. Dupes' mom used to sneak into her bedroom and borrow her jewelry without asking. So one day, she got some string and an air horn, and she set up a tripwire so that when her mom set off the trap, the air horn would blast in her ear. Well, she ended up getting grounded for an entire week for scaring her mom enough to wet her pants. But her shriek of terror was totally worth it. Number 6 was submitted by Scary Panda 321. Pandora once got a bucket of flour and put it up on a shelf in a pot plant so that it just looked like a regular plant. She then tied a string to the bucket and to a drawer handle so that if anybody opened her drawer, the flour would pour onto them. Well, her sister came along, opened it, and got absolutely covered in flour. She ended up getting pretty mad at Pandora, and she told her parents what she had done. Pandora was told not to do it again, but secretly, she's planning her next trap. Number 5 was submitted by CowsGoNay. One Halloween, Ghost Toast collected a big bag of candy and he hid it in his closet. Each day, he suspected that someone was stealing candy from his bag, so he booby-trapped his closet in order to find the culprit. He taped a party popper to the closet door, and he taped the string to an inside drawer. He was woken up in the middle of the night to hear his dad setting off the popper. He was caught sweet-handed. Number 4 was submitted by ThunderBROIt. One day Slapped Ham bought a few bags of chips, and he told his parents and his brothers not to touch them. After he noticed that all of his chips were gone, he decided to get some more. But this time, though, he hooked up a string near the chips, and when his dad tried to take some, he triggered the string, and a water gun shot him. He is now currently grounded forever. Number 3 was submitted by Tiny Monkey 58. Pringle's family kept a fridge in their garage for drinks, and the kids next door would often sneak in and take a soda. They did this almost every day, so Pringle and his family would never have soda. Now he really liked soda, so he tied a string to the inside of the fridge door so that when you opened it, it would pull the string, which would tip a bucket full of soda onto the soda thief. The thieving kids came in and got completely dunked. They didn't even see the note on the fridge that said, "Open slowly and untie the string on the inside." Number 2 was submitted by Bloodmorne. Hellbent set a deadfall trap in his bedroom after his roommate stole a ton of personal information off of his computer. Eventually, his roommate did trip the trap by breaking through the locked door and got stabbed by a kitchen knife. He was absolutely wasted drunk, and after laying on the ground for a few minutes, he then tried to log on to Hellbent's PC before passing out from the pain. Hellbent found him about an hour later, and he called 911. And number 1 was submitted by me. Alright, so when I was a kid, I used to play in the woods all the time with my friends, but there was one part of the forest that we didn't go to. It was called the Forbidden Area. Now the reason it was forbidden is because we always heard strange noises from there, big footsteps, and we were convinced that some big man-eating animal roamed out there. So one day, I had a great idea. I was going to kill the monster. I found a piece of wood, I hammered a bunch of rusty nails through it, and I laid it on the ground with the nails facing up, and I covered it with leaves right on the edge of the Forbidden Area. Well, a few days later, I realized that my trap had worked on my neighbor, who was out in the woods with her dogs letting them run around. She had stepped on my trap, and a nail had went straight into her foot. My parents found out and told me, and they gave me this big lecture about how I need to be really careful when I'm out in the woods, as you never know what dangerous objects were hidden beneath the leaves. I just nodded my head and agreed that I would be extra careful from now on, and nobody ever found out my evil secret. Until now. So, a huge thanks to the folks over at our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. But we have another question for you. What is the most dangerous situation you have ever been in? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. And that's it, everyone. See ya!
Hellbent managed to convince everyone this kid fell. The kid got hurt, and even he believed he fell on his own. To this day, Hellbent is clueless as to what compelled him to do that, or how the fuck he got away with it.